The toxic mother-in-law is bred in so many different types of environments for different reasons, but we do have a lot of common denominators when it comes to the ethnic community. Now, we do lack a lot of love, and in this video I originally talk about how mothers tend to prepare their daughters to have a second grade lifestyle with their men, because they're like, look, the community has always been like this. You have to get married anyway. So just accept that you're going to get married to someone that is going to lie and cheat and be basically a bagharat kutta. And then what ends up happening is they push you towards having children, because children really is the be all and end all for a woman. She can't physically, emotionally, mentally love anyone or anything more than her children. So it's a convenient distraction from an atrocious marriage and a terrible man. Now we fall into this category. And unfortunately, mentally unhealthy attachments, for whatever reason, will always lead to some kind of toxicity. Now, if those women have accepted there's no love, there's no loyalty with men, I'm not going to get that fulfillment from him, then I'm going to pour my life and soul into my child. And a lot of the time, because it's misplaced emotions that haven't been fulfilled, you are now injecting them into the wrong relationship. And then we end up getting our toxic mother-in-laws, because they are so possessive and obsessed with their child at this point. Like that gave them their whole entire meaning, their whole entire fulfillment. So when that child slowly starts becoming autonomous and doing their own thing, the manipulation tactics start coming in. I know what's best for you. I don't think she's good enough for you. She's trying to take away my son. That's my boy. We need to understand that, especially Islamically speaking, our children are our amana. When they become baligh, we actually have to try to tear our hearts away from, and we have to allow them to be their own individual people. But in our community, being an individual person and having authenticity is already a crime. So if you've been prepared since a young boy, you've been around a very emotionally dependent mother, or maybe a mother has a terrible temper and is miserably unhappy. Because remember, unhappiness and lack of fulfillment manifests in different ways for different people. And we end up, even in other types of relationships, putting the weight of emotional fulfillment on incorrect relationships and then losing our mind when it doesn't come to fruition. So there's a lot of emotional incest in our community, because the lack of love, the lack of understanding, the lack of respect and dignity and real spiritual love and journey, we don't share it. We're a very selfish community, and we see women as, well, just shh. You're there for pleasure and to fill people's bellies up in the kitchen. And beyond that, I'm going to need you to be quiet and just accept what's going on because I'm the man. You can't take parts of the deen, parts of the culture, mix them together and expect a healthy outcome. And that's exactly what this is, because our deen very much promotes fulfilling, loving, wholesome relationships full of dignity and spiritual growth. There's so much love and beauty when relationships are described in our deen, that we are so far removed from it and we believe that we know what we're talking about. Absolutely not. This is why I say it's so important for women to have their own lives. Have your own path, have hobbies, business, something that you do that is beyond your kids and your husband and your house. Because in our community, men will destroy you most of the time. And you end up putting all that burden on your kids. You end up becoming enmeshed with them in such a way where you're reliant on their behavior fulfilling you, and they're not going to be able to go out and be whole adults, because their whole life, every action they're taking is to fulfill the gap you have emotionally. And that is a burden that nobody should be putting on anybody. So as much pressure as we have in our community of divorce rates, divorce if your marriage is miserable. Don't sacrifice the one life you have to achieve all the things you could possibly achieve and have healthy relationships, to be stuck somewhere where you just hope death comes to you sooner.